Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video lesson, we're going to be looking at a grade 10 maths algebra, solving linear and literal equations. Now, what is a linear equation? A linear equation is where we're going to have, for example, where the degree or the power is at most 1. So a linear equation is what we're going to be looking at, and also a literal equation. Literal equation is basically equation with letters. We're going to be solving them in this video. Revise. Now, if you look here, it says revise the solution of linear equations. Now, this is Algebra Part 3. It's from our work schedule. And it says revise the solution of linear equations. And also it says down here, it says solve literal equations, changing the subject of the formula. So I'm going to be looking at those two aspects in today's video lesson. So let's get straight into it. The first question that I'm going to be looking at is from the DBE, Department of Basic Education, November 2016, paper 1. And the question is 2.1.2. It says 3x minus 2 over 2 equals to x plus 1. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is remember that whenever you have an equation with a fraction, you have to look for an LCD, lowest common denominator, or a lowest common multiple. And in this case, it's going to equals to 2 because see, if you put everything here over 1, you got denominators 2, 1, and 1. So the LC, lowest common multiple or lowest common denominator, would equals to 2. So once you do that, now you must multiply by your LCM or your LCD. So if you multiply across by the LCM, you will get 3x minus 2 equals to 2x plus 2. So you're multiplying everything by 2. Remember, if you say 2 over 1 times that, 2 and 2 cancels, x over 1 times 2 is 2x, and 1 over 1 or 1 times 2 is 2. So what do you have now here? 3x minus 2x. Remember, when you're moving terms across the equal to sign, the sign changes. So this is now positive. You move it that side, it's going to become negative. Similarly, with this constant term here, if you move it to the right hand side, from negative 2, it becomes positive 2. 2 plus 2. Alright, so that's equations for us. So 3x minus 2x, remember now we simplify by adding the like terms. 3x minus 2x, like saying 3 apples minus 2 apples is 1 apple. So you got x, and 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. And that is our solution. Okay, linear equations. Now let's look at this next question. Now, this one is literal equations. Now, literal equations, you'll find that we only have letters here. And the instruction given here is solve for x, right? So we want to solve for that variable there, x. Firstly, if you got a square root sign, you need to get rid of the square root sign by squaring both sides. Okay, so we're going to square both sides. Okay, so we're going to say, so that will become c squared equals to a plus 2x. Remember, the square root squared cancels off here, so you get a plus 2x. Now we want to solve for x, so we're going to leave the x on that side. Okay, so 2x going to be c squared minus a. Remember, I'm moving this a to the left hand side, so it becomes negative a. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. If I divide both sides by 2, the coefficient of x, remember the coefficient is the number in front of x. So if I divide both sides by 2, I'm going to get x. Remember, the 2 and 2 cancels here. It's going to be c squared minus a all over 2. And that's our answer, right? Which can be written as x equals to c squared minus a all over 2. It doesn't matter which side you read it from. Let's look at another question. This one is from the DBE 2018 paper 1. And the instruction here once again is solve for x. So there we want to solve for that variable there. So if you look carefully, in order for us to solve this equation, we need to remove x as a common factor, HCF, highest common factor. So we'll take out the highest common factor there of x. So we get x into what's left over, p plus q equals to a. So you can always check your factorization by products. X times p is px, x times plus q is plus qx there, right? So now just make x the subject of your equation. So therefore it will be a all over p plus q. So we're just dividing both sides by p plus q. And there you go. All right, this is very important when you are looking at subjects like physical science, where you need to make a particular variable the subject of your equation. Notice if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to JL Maths, like my Facebook page, Justin Lazarus Mathematics. You can watch all videos for free on jlmaths.com, and I'll catch you in the next video.